So you've decided to build out your website. Congratulations. You have Googled which website platform is right for you, and you're getting all of the mixed messages. There's the people on the WordPress camp that are saying that their platform is the best. People on like Squarespace that they're saying they're the coolest. You are just not even sure what is best for you, for your business, and how the heck you're even going to get started on this. In this video, I break down a couple of ways that you can decide on which platform is right for you. I'll tell you which platform I'm using and why, as well as what platforms we work with clients, and then our course. So stay tuned for all of that. My name is Yasmin Robles with Robles Designs, and we create drill-worthy websites and brands for entrepreneurs who are hell-bent on taking over the world. We don't do this just by creating pretty sites. We actually put a thought process behind the site, because although you can have a beautiful website, if there's a button missing somewhere, no call to action, or they can't even figure out how to navigate the site, then you're not going to make a sale. And ideally, your website is helping you gain a client or make a sale somehow. So keep that in mind. Check us out, roblesdesigns.com. If you are a DIYer, do-it-yourselfer, or solopreneur, or you just want to make sure that your website is going in the right direction with your own designer, make sure to check out our free checklist. It breaks down everything that you need to do on your website in order to have it in working order as you're building it out. So go to roblesdesigns.com/checklist for that. And now let's get into the content. The very first thing you want to make sure you understand is the type of website that you need. I know that can sound like a really silly thing, but think about the number one way that you're going to make money. So if that is by providing services versus products, then you want more of a service-based site, something that can showcase whether it's your coaching program, if you are a VA, all the services that you offer, what you can tackle for people. You want to make sure that it's focused on the service, not on the mugs that you might be selling on the side, right? Now, if you are an e-commerce business, you know that you might have a blog, but you're focused on selling 50 plus items in your store. Let's say you sell t-shirts. Your blog is not, you're not going to have a blogger site. You're going to have like a blog site, right? You're going to have an e-commerce site with a blog on the side. So you want to make sure you understand exactly how the site is going to help you make money, and it'll determine what type of website you're ideally going to have. Is it going to be a blog site, e-commerce, service-based site? Are you just showcasing your podcast? Think about all of these things before diving into any sort of platform or build out or working with a designer. Some designers work better with e-commerce, others work better with service-based websites. So you want to make sure you understand exactly the type of site that you're going to have. The next thing you want to understand are goals. And it's not just your goals, it's also the users that will be coming onto your site. So let's say your dreamiest of dreamiest ideal client comes onto your site. What is the first thing that you want them to do? Or like number one thing that you want them to do? And then what is the secondary thing? So if they didn't do that number one thing, what is the other option that they would have to still interact with you and still get into your marketing funnel and potentially become a client later on? So think about it. What are the goals for the site? And keep the user in mind as number one. So what is my user going to want to do? I'm a website designer and I have two offerings, right? I have services and then I have a course. Now, at the time of this recording, my services are really what are keeping the lights on, right? It's what I do best. It's what I have been doing for a while, and it is the bulk of where I make the most money. The course is something that I'm currently working on right now and trying to grow. So it is kind of secondary. It's more of right now I'm in the investing phase, you could call it. So my site is mainly a service-based site. And my goal is to, although I have the course, I am doing other marketing for the course. When people land on my site, it's still a lot of people that are looking for one-on-one work. So I need to make sure that my goals are still aligned with my site. Have a goal for you, your business, and then have a goal for the user. What do you want them to do first? Because if I am doing all of this marketing because I want them to buy the course first as a number one. And then I want them, if they happen to be interested in something else, they can contact me. But my website is saying something completely different. My goals are not matching, right, with my website. So keep your goals in mind. Keep your goals as well as the goals for the user at the back of your head before you even start deciding on a platform. Additionally, think of the goals you have for your business and for the website in about 2 to 3 years. So before you even start the build out, let's say you are a service, you're going to start off as a service-based business, but you know that in 3 years, you're going to be scrapping that and you're going to be selling, let's say, a membership. And that is your goal for your 3-year goal. You want to understand that before diving into a platform because you will need to make a decision. You can get a really simple, easy to use platform, but the mechanics behind it might not be great for a membership site. So you might have to add a third party or get a developer to come in and add all these things to it, or you're gonna have to purchase another plugin and have to add it in there. Keep that in mind when you're choosing a platform. Now, if you're totally game and you're like, hey, this year I'm literally just testing things out. All I want is a website that is up and running, and then I can switch over, rebrand, whatever, to a new company later on, a new hosting company or a new platform later on, then definitely go with the simpler one. But you want to make sure that these decisions, these goals are intentional. So make sure you have all your goals written out for your business, for the user, and for the marketing and website later on. The next thing you need to ask yourself is, what kind of team do you have behind you? So let's say you do go with a one-on-one designer. They build your site and then you realize that you have nobody to help you keep it updated. So this could be something where maybe it's just the blogging portion of it. Nobody's helping you keep that blog updated. Who is writing the content? It could also be who is keeping the website updated, right? Who is going into WordPress and making sure everything is still working right and updating all the code. So you want to make sure you understand the size of your team and who is on your team. So you could have a VA that helps you and is amazing and just keeps you organized, but your VA might not specialize or understand very much of a website, especially maybe of the platform you have chosen. So you want to make sure you understand who is on your team and what is their specialty, what are they good at, what are they not great at. Because I've had a lot of people, they get their sites built on something like WordPress, right? And it's a very powerful tool. But they're just a solopreneur and they have not really much of a budget to keep things updated. They forget about updating anything for 5 years, and then their website goes down, they have no backups, and they have to start over from scratch, and it's horrible. Versus people who have realized this and they're like, oh no, I want a platform that will definitely just keep itself updated. I do not want all these crazy things going on, and I'm too busy, right? So that's when we might say, okay, maybe something like Squarespace would be ideal for you. Understand how much time you have as well. And do you even want to learn how to keep things updated, or do you just want it to be up and running? So my site is built on Squarespace and originally had been built on WordPress for the longest time. The reason I ended up switching over was because although I was building everybody else's WordPress site, I didn't have time to keep my own WordPress site updated. And then I had a VA who was not versed. She was not the person for me to say, hey, go run a backup. Hey, go do this on my site. Go update some plugins, because she could click the button, but she didn't know if it broke. Like what did she have to do in order to get it back up and running? So I decided to go into Squarespace, and it just has made life so much easier. So I still build WordPress sites. I also build Squarespace sites, and I have the Squarespace course, right? But I can customize the Squarespace site as much or as little as I want. If there's a small tweak, a small text edit, I can always ask either a junior designer or my VA, anyone, to go in there, edit it, and I can do a quick how-to video and they will get it like that, because it is an easier to use platform. I also don't have to worry about myself or someone else going in there and keeping it updated at all. That's just, I use Squarespace. I used to use WordPress. I still love WordPress. You can build so sites that are beautiful and as expansive as you want, you can build really simple blog websites, as simple of a site as you want. But I just did not want that sort of responsibility when I was doing it for everyone else. I was way too busy. So that is just a tip on how big of a team do you have, and who do you want going into your site and keeping things updated. And I was like, well, my team is not that big and that's not their specialty and I don't want to go in and do it. So we're switching over to Squarespace. The last thing you want to keep in mind when choosing a platform are the features that you want. And it depends on the phase of business. So you might be in a phase of business where you don't really need that many features right now, which is great. But you might be ready to add some of those things like chat boxes or I don't know, a bunch of stuff onto your site, and you want to understand which features you want. So if you scour the websites out there and you say, I really, really want this chat box on my site, you can then go in and see if that chat box will be easily embedded onto your Squarespace site or your WordPress site. How will that work? And you can start building out a list of features that you want and which platforms are the best suited for those features. There are some that can't connect with certain platforms. There are some that can connect, but it's not the best experience for you or the user. So knowing what features you want before even diving into any platform is ideal. The worst thing that you can do is doing no research and just picking a platform because somebody told you to. But the second worst thing that you can do is not know which features, paying for the hosting of a particular platform, and then realizing that either you didn't need any of this or that you do need it and you can't add it in later, right? And you're kind of stuck. So you want to make sure that you understand what features you want on your website right off the bat. And again, if you're planning this out, if you're phasing it out as a soft launch, it might not be that necessary, but you at least have in your mind what you want your website to help you with, how it's going to help you grow your business, whether it's a chat box or something else. You can then make an educated decision on which platform to choose. Make sure that you're going into all of these platforms with your list ready, your plan for your website, understanding exactly what you want, and that you don't choose one just because someone told you to. Like I said, my best choice was moving to Squarespace just because it was easier for my team to update. It's easier for me to train people on. It's easier for my clients to navigate through and maintain versus something like WordPress, which I still love and I still build on, but it's just a lot more maintenance work after it has launched for certain clients. They feel a little overwhelmed with that admin area. But it's all about how you feel about it. So if I were you, I would go in and get free trials on the different platforms out there, test them out, see how you like the build out process, and then make a decision. Which one do you feel most comfortable with? Which one will offer you the items that you need, the features that you want? Which one does your team really feel comfortable with? Because if you're not going to be doing the updates, if it's going to be your VA, might want your VA to be comfortable with the platform, not giving them more homework to go study when you switch over to a different platform. So just keep that in the back of your mind as you're choosing your platform. If you have any questions, make sure to reach out either in the comments or follow me. You can check out Instagram at Robles Design Studio. You can check out the checklist at roblesdesigns.com/checklist, and you can go in there and say what things do I need on my site before I launch, and you can start checking those off. If you already have a site, it might be helpful to check them off anyway, because you might find out that you have been missing a few things. So let me know what questions you have. I'm here to support, and I'll catch you in the next video.